I'm Alex. Welcome to episode 4. In this episode, I say goodbye to my wife at Malden, Washington after a rest day in Spokane, and I make my way to Plummer, Idaho, where I stay at the Soaring Hawk RV Park. I then make my way along the trail to Coeur d'Alene and try to find a place to sleep for the night. I end up unfortunately sleeping on private property and get kicked out of my camp and have to find a place to stealth camp. Come join me. I am with my wife, saying goodbye. We're at Malden, Washington. She just dropped me off. They have a nice little community center here. There's a bathroom in the community center and a shower, so it's pretty nice. We didn't see any food options. I don't really know if there's a resupply option, but we didn't check the town out. But the Palouse Cascade Trail is just down a little side road here, so we're all loaded up, ready to go. I'm taking a little bit of a skip here. You picked me up in what, Ritzville?
I picked you up in Lind. Yeah.
And Malden is about, what, 30 miles away? I'm skipping about 30 miles of the Palouse Cascade Trail.
Roughly, yeah.
But it's unmaintained trail, and I've seen a lot of it. So I just had her drop me off here. I am on a small time schedule, so just take a little bit of a fast advance here. But back in the trees, and I should be out of Washington today if I can really grind out some miles. It should be exciting. All right.
Proud of you.
Yeah, let's go. This is probably the coolest thing I have seen on the Palouse Cascade Trail in a small town. They've got covering, they've got water, and a bike repair stand here in Malden. This is great. I really wish I saw more of this on the Palouse Cascade Trail, but Malden, hats off, you're doing it right. Thank you for the support. Just wrapped up a rest day with my wife. It was very productive. I came into town with a rear hub issue. The rear hub that I originally had on this Priority 600X, I broke the spindles. I'm not a small guy. I'm 5'5". Right now I'm about 220. And so I can put on massive torque. And Connor from Priority 600X sent me a new hub. And I put that hub on myself, and I got the spacing wrong with the spacers. And so when I changed my rear tire for a flat tire, all the hardware came off. So we had to get into Spokane, and you just never know what you're gonna get from bike mechanics. You know, I know my bike really well. I've tuned and tinkered, and you know, you're gonna give your bike over to somebody who may never have seen a belt drive or doesn't know how some of this stuff works. But we got a guy named Max, a young guy, younger than me, super friendly, definitely a bike guy, knew his stuff, took me in, fixed my rim, slapped a new tire on, chatted me up. Max, if you ever watch this, brother, I really enjoyed meeting you. I hope we get to ride together sometime. You look like a beast. I don't know if I can keep up, but what you did for me in Spokane was huge. So big shout out to Max at REI. That was awesome. Oh, I wish you were here. You could smell the cedar. This bridge must be new. It smells amazing. Views for days. I kept a small journal on this ride. I wrote down the miles and elevation data of every day, and I listed 3 things that I wanted to remember about each day. On this particular day, I wrote down getting to Idaho, hard day with camping anxiety, and the Soaring Hawk RV Park, which is where I will eventually camp on this day. And at this point, I'm starting to realize that sometimes the trail provides, and for most of my trip that was true, but when it wasn't true, it stuck with me longer than I would have liked. The stress of finding a place to sleep every night will eventually build up in me and be one of the main reasons I go home early. I mean, who wouldn't want to bike in this, right? Nice gravel route, trees, there goes some deer up that hill. I mean, this is ideal gravel biking right here. The town of Rosalia, and I have a headwind today for the first time. This is what the trail looks like, sort of coming out of Malden. It's either been really small gravel parts or bits, and you know there's resistance still, your tire definitely gets pulled in, or it's been this big river rock and it's groomed, but it's just hard to maintain any pace. Okay, I'm still on the Police Cascade Trail, but I got to a bridge that is no longer here, and I didn't see a detour sign. Alright, up there is the down bridge, maybe a quarter of a mile. You can see there's some tracks in this tall grass that lead to the road. I want to get the drone out and fly this trestle bridge so bad, but I am so pooped. Oh my goodness, I just learned I've been saying this town wrong. It's pronounced Tico instead of Toccoa. I will have to start fixing that. I'm gonna pop into town and just see what I can get to drink and eat. Ooh, bear, bear. All right, pretty big moment for me. That road right there over this ridge demarks the line between Idaho and Washington. I am now officially in Idaho. I rode through a whole state. It was great. Hard. The Police Cascade Trail could use some love. That is for sure. And I skipped some of it. But I'm here in Idaho. This should be 2 days maybe in Idaho. And I've got plenty of cover. I'm under trees. It feels nice to finally be back in some woods. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's ahead. The Coeur d'Alene Trail should be pretty nice. Can't wait to see that. I didn't get to film much today. Today was a hard day. I got started and I was expecting the gravel to be packed and tight and that I could make good time, and it turns out it wasn't. It was pretty loose. It took me quite a while just to get to 30 miles so I could get to Tico, and I was pretty knackered, and I stopped in the bar there and ate some food and recovered. Then I pushed on. I tried to get to Hayburn State Park, but I kept checking Google. It said the park was closed, which meant I'd probably have to just show up and camp and hope I didn't get kicked out. I finally got into Plummer and I Googled camping and I found an RV park. So I'm here at Soaring Hawk RV Park. It was $50. The amenities are nice. They've got nice bathrooms. I was able to get Wi-Fi and do some stuff, but I haven't had a chance to eat yet. It's late. I think I'm just gonna down some water and some electrolytes, try to cram some calories, and then get to bed as soon as I can. I'm pretty beat. It was a good day. All the hard ones are, but I need to get to bed. So not a lot of video footage today, but I'm in Idaho. I'll be on the Coeur d'Alene Trail tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. All right. Yesterday was a bit of a hard day. The gravel was still really soft, and I was planning to do about 60 miles. I was trying to get to Hayburn State Park to see if I could camp there. It was pretty clear around 6:30 I wasn't going to make it, so I started looking at alternative camping options, and I found this RV park called Soaring Hawk RV Resort, and actually it turned out pretty nice. It was $50, which again, I don't really care. It's a place to sleep, but there's no one in here, and you have to sign up for a spot online, which was pretty easy. They have Wi-Fi, and the lodge is unlocked. So when I got here, I just saw this note informing me how to book after hours on off season, and the lodge is unlocked, and it's nice in here. It's warm. They've got coffee. I've been taking advantage of that, and they have restrooms, heated restrooms, so I was able to use the bathroom comfortably and clean up a little bit, and yeah, it worked. So now I'm trying to figure out what today looks like. It's already almost 10 o'clock, and I was hoping to do the Coeur d'Alene Trail today, but it's pretty nasty out. So there's actually another RV park about 40 miles away, and maybe I'll just try to hit that one. But it's pretty out here. All right, I'm on the trail to Coeur d'Alene. It is 44 degrees out, and it's rainy, and there's a slight wind, like 7 miles per hour, which basically means I am two of my least favorite things: cold and wet. I don't mind cold, I can manage that. I don't mind wet, I can manage that. Cold and wet sucks. So I'm filming this to remind myself that today was another hard day. I sat in a restaurant as long as I could to wait for this rain to break. The weather report said it should stop at 2 o'clock. It's not 2 yet, but I got on the bike anyways. Yeah, I mean, it's not always sunshine and amazing days, and today's, feeling a little miserable, but we press on. And little did I know that the end of this day would be one of my hardest days on trail. As I make my way through the trail to Coeur d'Alene, I lose cell signal, which makes it hard for me to find a safe place to camp. I will eventually come across the Harrison RV Park and talk to a local that tells me there's plenty of places ahead to disperse camp. In the video, you can hear me state that it's 4 p.m., but I should keep going. At the time, I had only done about 20-ish miles, and I felt like I needed to do more. But without cell or Wi-Fi, I won't be able to confirm if I'm on private property or not. Most of the bike routes in Idaho are surrounded by private property or water, which in my opinion defeats the purpose of a rail trail or an adventure cycling route. I will eventually come across an open lot that looks like the lots I saw in Washington, and I will make the wrong assumption that I can camp there. The owner of the lot will find me sleeping and kick me off the property around 9:30 p.m. I don't have video of this encounter. I'm not a YouTuber who thinks about capturing footage for every event in my life. And at that time, I was just focused on getting out of there as fast as I could. While I packed my bike up, the owner just cussed at me and berated me for about 10 minutes. That's the fastest I've ever packed up my bike. I apologized to him multiple times, and I told him that it was my mistake. It didn't stop him from yelling. I even let him know that yelling doesn't make me go faster, and it's more likely to escalate this situation. All I could focus on was packing up in the pitch black and wondering what I was going to do for a camp at night. My wife would eventually see my location on Garmin moving, and she'd start to download apps to help me figure out whether a spot was private property or not. I eventually found a place nearby that I could pitch up and stealth camp, but this encounter will stay with me for days. Repair station and a gazebo. Man, this trail is really impressive. If it were a sunny day, this would be super, super fun. All right, this is Harrison. I can't tell if it's a town. It looks like it's a town. There's a market up top, but there's these boat docks and RV spots, and there's a campsite. I just talked to the camp owner, and it's $22 to stay here. I'd stay here if it wasn't 4 o'clock. I need to get a couple more miles in. But nice guy. There's a grill and a restaurant. All right, this is some video of the private property lot that I found that I thought I could camp on. If you are on the trail to Coeur d'Alene and you see an open gate and you see this lot, do not camp here unless you have the owner's permission. Here's a quick snapshot of all of the campsites that show up when you Google campsites near the Coeur d'Alene Trail. And here is a quick reference to the lot that I should not have camped on. This could be one of the dumbest things I've ever done.